All right. All right, so here we are. I did not get any more videos filmed yesterday, so I am not ahead as I would like to be. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Technically, it is now Wednesday, the 31st of July, the last day of the month. How about them apples? I am back to talk about what's in my die vat, and this is the last of it until I get the rest of my black papers dyed. I'm not dyed, but dried. Well, technically now they're dried. I just pulled the last of them off the drying rack, and I need to iron them, so that will probably be part of tomorrow's video, or I may do that separate. Because Natasha had expressed an interest in some black papers. Although I don't know that I'm ready to sell these ones yet. I didn't get the color effects I want, and so I feel like this particular batch would be best left to press for a couple of days while I work on a second batch, and then I could integrate them because I like plain ones in with the ones with the effects. That's my best scenario, I guess. The best mix of papers is some of the plainer ones with some of the ones with more effects in the dyed papers, but as a lot all by itself to divide up and sell. Well, you'll see in the next video. I'll probably make that right after this one and put it up for Natasha to have a look, and of course everybody else is welcome to look as well. But I suspect that she may be waiting until the next batch. I haven't dyed the black paper in a while, and I know what I did wrong, so I think the second batch will be more effects, and then I'll have a good mix. This batch also came out more gray, a lot more solids, which I like because I haven't really gotten that before, so that was interesting. But it was more gray than the effect that I usually like to get. So, we're back to this pile of, this is the last of the Oxford paper that I coffee dyed, the notebook refill paper, and it is college ruled. You can see on this that I got that this batch, and even the plain papers that I got out of this were very much in this vein. I got this kind of, a couple of the tea bags burst, and so there was loose tea, so it settled on the pages, and I got this nice bits and pieces effect. It's not tea laying on there, it's the staining where the tea laid on it. So these have all been ironed and pressed, and I'll do a quick flip through, and then I will talk about what happened to the ones at the end of this, because I've never had that happen before. So, oh, that's gonna be difficult. All right, so there's that side, and then there is that side. So pretty good marks, good color depth. I may deliberately break open some tea bags in the future. I like the effect it put on the paper. Now what happened at the end, and this has never happened before. This is still the Oxford paper here at the end. So you can see lined paper, and all of these, that I flipped through have the lines. These ones were towards the end, and the lines are not on the paper. They are, aside from what markings might have gotten left on there from the various drying pans, these are sans lines, which has never happened with the Oxford paper before, ever. Not even like a faint ghost of a line. So I found that super interesting. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these papers because I can't, I mean, obviously they're hole punched and they're the right size, but I can't sell these as lined notebook paper because there's no lines. So I'm not 100% sure of what I'm going to do with that. I'll probably put it in my personal stash. It's kind of cool, actually. It's very smooth and creamy, but no lines. So that is one that's never ever happened before with the Oxford paper. So I found that particularly interesting. You may not care at all, but I found it interesting. So what we've got going on here, let me make sure that this pile is on camera, or at least centered on camera, I guess. Good grief. All right. I don't know why this is so difficult. All right, so that looks good to me. All right, so on top is the Goosebumps paper that I dyed. Let me take my seat because I notice my voice is much louder when my head is up there by the camera. So this is a full lot of paper. All that was in it that, well, that's not true, because, so the lined paper I just showed you, this, I'll pull this off, this amount of plain paper and slightly more than this amount of Goosebumps pages. I had a few that I gotta take that one out. That came out like this. They're a little grungier than most people don't want them like that for selling. There's another one. Hold on. Now that I'm looking at it, and that one. Let me pull those out. So, most people don't like them to be the book pages to be quite that grungy, so we'll do a quick flip through, and I may stop and pull a couple pages out. Got good depth of color. Oops. I must have put you know what I think I did? I think I put the oopsies pile in with the regular pile to press, and then I forgot to take it out. Because even if I have oopsies, I'll usually use them for different things. But I don't generally put my oopsies, like I might offer an oopsies and uh-ohs for sale, but I do not generally mix that stuff that I don't feel people will want to actually buy in with, well, you know, the stuff that I'm selling, like, oh, you get what you get, you know. No, I recognize that most people don't want pages this grungy. So, a little bit on the edges is generally okay, but when it's really super dark like that, like in the middle of the page, not everybody likes that. Alright, so I think I got it all, so we'll flip through on this side now. Did get some decent effects. There's not as many polka dot pages in here. I just kept forgetting to put them on the pan. It wasn't like anything intentional. But I like the depth of color. I like the way they turned out. And I would genuinely tell you if I didn't like them. Or I just wouldn't show them. That batch would go into the tester batch, you know. And I would do other things with it that, you know, in that way. So, yeah. So that's how they... Pretty good. And it's a fun size to work with. So this will be up for sale coming up shortly. These are the Goosebumps pages, so they'd be fun in a Halloween journal. If anyone's interested in that, those will be coming up soon. And this is the coffee dyed paper from the same batch as the line paper and the Goosebumps. I'm going to have to break it up into two because I can't flip that many at once. My hands are not big enough. So this paper batch is a little bit lighter, slightly less grungy than the other one, but still, you know, awesome pages for junk journal. But if you like them a little bit lighter, a little bit less grungy, this will be your batch. Still got good markings. It's just not as dark, as grungy as some of my other batches. Now this one was not with the cinnamon in it. This is just plain coffee. This is a coffee tea mixture. I'll get that so that it's smooth for flipping. And so that may be why it's slightly lighter than usual. Also, I didn't have it in the vat for quite as long. I like to try and mix it up. I don't always want super grungy. I don't always want super light. So I added a few more pages to this than I might normally have because I did put in the line paper, those book pages, and all of this plain paper. They were more compressed, so you get different effects with the occlusions. You get a different depth of color, and the markings are always a little bit different when the papers are more smushed together. So there's the one side of that batch of paper. And this will be the other half. Ooh, look at those. So these are the ones that were near the bottom. I'll do that again. Just see. That's a nice dark one. I like the effects on that one. That's a pretty good one right there. Oh, come on. So, no. Okay. So these are obviously farther down in the batch, and so they're a little bit richer in the color, slightly more markings. And what I'll do is I'll essentially shuffle these two sides together, and you'll get a nice mix of light and medium colored papers. This batch is the color, to me it feels creamy. It's not like burnt toasty. It's a creamier color to me. But so what I'll do is I won't. Whoops. Sorry about that. I won't literally shuffle them because that never works out well. I'm not a good shuffler. I'm not a good shuffler with cards. My hands aren't big enough. I have tiny, short, fat hands. So that's, and I did get quite a significant amount of paper out of that lot. So I'm happy that I went lighter because I got more. You guys have, well, you guys, my customer base has bought out my coffee dyed paper, so I desperately need this in the shop. And then the Goosebumps pages will be up shortly. I will announce maybe I'll just release a short video that says, hey, these things are in the shop. But you can look for these, the index card lots that I still, shame on me, have not photographed and listed. These papers here, which will be, I think we're probably going to do one 100 lot. I might be able to get a 50 lot and a couple of the 25 lots for, I pulled all my steno paper off Etsy, and I'm going to make the 75 packs with the plain paper, the line paper, and the steno paper because that is a really good seller for me. And currently there are none in the shop. One customer delightfully bought me out on them, and I'm so happy about that. But you know, it's hard not to have something in the shop. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm not sure. I'm guessing one 100 lot, one maybe 250 lots, and a couple of 25 lots for the 75 packs. And that's what's going on with that. That will be the end of this video. I know I didn't talk about anything terribly interesting. Next video, I'll be a little more rambly. I had to sign off Natasha's live chat yesterday She was making that Walking Dead charm, which was turning out really wonderfully. It was awesome. I understand that what happened later was it turned into a mini sale for Sari Silk, and I am sorry that I missed that. But at the same time, I don't really have any money to spend. I've got a couple of bills coming up. Rent is due in the next couple of days. And, and then I've got some things that I really uh, need to get done. So I was having a low spoon day. I wasn't in the best mood. Just things going on in my personal life. And so I just thought, rather than be prickly and maybe take something the wrong way in the stream, I just logged off and I went and I did, adulting things. And I spent some time meditating, which really helped. I'm in a slightly better mood today. Right now I'm work focused. I'm gonna do a couple of videos. I've got a bunch of ironing to do. Uh, I've got some cleaning. Sadly, that's my adulting. I need to clean. My kitchen floor desperately needs a good scrubbing. I've got some dishes to wash. The bathroom. Who likes cleaning their bathroom? But I sure do like a clean bathroom. So those are the kind of things I'm going to be doing today. And then I'm a little bit behind on my collages, so I think I'm going to work hard on catching up with those, while also sorting out and putting away things. Off my desk areas, because yes, I do have more than one desk area. But I need to start compiling some kits for Halloween. I hope to be showing those later this week or early next week. I hope that you guys will be excited by what I'm creating. I know I am. I can't wait to make some journals out of my own kits. Is that sad? I hope not, because I am super excited about it, and I have some ideas for a couple of new products. And so those are the things that are kind of filling my thoughts, but I have practical things I've got to get done as well. So I'm mixing it up. It'll be a busy week this week, and by this weekend I just took the last of the black paper out of the dye vat. As I said, it's ready to be ironed and pressed. So what I'll do is I'll iron it and I'll show it in a video. And then I've got a coffee batch that I'm starting to dry now. This batch has the pumpkin pie spice in it. My sinuses again really kicking flavor. We finally got some rain yesterday, late yesterday, and in the middle of the night. It was raining just about 30 minutes ago, which I love because we get so little of it here in the Phoenix Scottsdale area. Typically the last few monsoon seasons, and this is monsoon season from now until the first week or so of September, usually. But this particular area of Phoenix Scottsdale, we get the wind, we get the dust, we get the smell of rain, but the last, I want to say 3, maybe 4 years, in our specific area, almost no rain, which makes me sad because I really, really love rain. But all around us, Tucson, northern Scottsdale, over in Gilbert, just anywhere but right here. So it was wonderful to have a storm blow in, to get some actual rain, to stand out in my doorway like a freak. I would have gone out and played in it, but there was some thunder and lightning as well, and I don't fancy getting struck by lightning, so I just hung out in my doorway. And my neighbors all think I'm nuts because I do that for every storm that comes through. It'll be the windiest, awfulest part of the storm, and I will be standing in my doorway. Such is life in the desert. I'm going to wrap this up now. Let's see. I'm going to put on my glasses. 19 minutes, not too bad. I will see you in the next video. If you have watched all the way through this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You are all awesome, amazing people, and I hope that you are filling your days and nights with things that bring you joy and happiness. And if they're not, maybe time to reevaluate. I know we can't all control everything in our lives. Some things just happen. and you don't have control over them, but you do have control over how you react to them. So that was an important message for me a couple of days ago, and so I wish to share it with you. And that is all I have for today. I wish you the happiest of crafting times. I hope you are creating amazing, lovely things. If judging by your videos, you are in fact doing that, and I hope that continues to happen for you. I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Bye.